Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Some mornings you just want coffee, and some mornings you need some starter fluid. This morning I needed starter fluid. Oh boy, I like to sleep today. Oh, I've got so much. It's like show and tell day today. I feel like I have things all over my desk to share with you. My desk is kind of messy. I'm glad you can't see it right now. We're having a warming spell today. I mean, a cooling spell today. It's only supposed to be 119 instead of 120 today. Well, Doug Graham, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Say hi to your folks. Tell the new kids in the family. Yeah, good morning. Mm. Okay, so first of all, gotta honor the music this morning. I so want to play it for you while I'm talking, but I'm not allowed. It's copywritten or whatever you call it. Carole King's Tapestry. Carole King's Tapestry went number one and stayed there for 15 months. I feel the earth move under my skin. I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down. Yeah, Carole King. How could you not love Tapestry? Here's to you, Carole King, who is still absolutely adorable. Oh, there's so much. Today's Eat All Your Veggies Day. Good day for me. I love veggies. When I was a kid, I would eat any vegetable, not fruit, but veggies. And it's still, sorry, little weepy this morning thinking about my vegetables. No, I would literally eat pretty much the only vegetable I didn't like was stewed tomatoes. Still don't really like them. I'll eat them now, but I don't like them. Any vegetable. And I'm talking about spinach and broccoli and you can't hear it, but I can. Indy, thank you. Indy is playing Carole King Earth Moves in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I can hear it this morning. Thank you. Anyway, any vegetable, but fruit, no. To this day, I don't eat so many different kinds of fruit. It's ridiculous. Some things I've had like a bite of, but I don't eat them normally. I've just tasted them so I could get people off my back. But I've never had most kind of grapes, but I ate champagne grapes once. Lemon, tangerine, peach. But I've had like weird things, like when I travel, I taste different kinds of fruits that are endemic to the area. But here, no cherries, never had a cherry. Yeah. Anyway, so much for that. Let's move on. It's Global Garbage Man Day. I mean, seriously, do you remember when the garbage men went on strike? That was horrible. We need these guys. They do a dirty job. Thank you for doing it. Apple strudel. It's National Dump the Pump Day. Do you know what that is? It means it's a day not to go fill your car up with gas. And based on the way prices are going, that would be a wonderful thing for us to do to save a little money. The idea is take a day once a year when you don't drive your car. You walk, you ride your bike, you take Uber, you do public transport. Yeah, I'm looking outside and it looks nice enough. Can you see outside my window? Let me see. No, see, you really can't. It's so beautiful out there. Anyway, once a year, you like dump the pump, don't put gas in your car, and do something else. But with the way the weather is here, I told you we're having a cooling spell. It's only supposed to be 119 today instead of 120. Good morning, Stephen. I'm going to see Stephen when I go to Chicago. We're going to have coffee together next month. I'm excited about that. Anybody else in Chicago right now? Anyone? Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff. It's National Recess at Work Day. I talk about this so often when I'm doing speaking for organizations or companies. Recess at work is probably one of the most important things you can do to actually be productive at work. It's what happens during those resources in your head, relaxing your body, that makes you able to jump back in and get work done. I know I'm getting kind of serious this morning, but I can't help it. It's so valuable. It's kind of like in music, sometimes the silences in music, the notes when nothing is happening, are more important than those spaces when there's lots of stuff going on. For us humans, we sleep, we rest, we need to sleep, we need to rest, and we need to take breaks to free our minds. That's when the magic happens. You get ideas, you solve problems, you get to recharge and rejuvenate. Yeah. So to either celebrate going back to work, or even if you're working at home, don't get in the habit of never stopping and stretching and walking outside for a few minutes. Take recess. Recess may be the most important subject that you ever get an A in as an adult. Just saying. Okay. It's World Croc Day. Not just Crocs like you wear on your feet, although they've adopted that holiday. It's really to remember that crocodiles and alligators, we're gonna lose them if we don't protect them. Okay, I'm sure they do some good, but other than being like amazing to look at and looking ridiculously prehistoric, really, what is their purpose? I'm not really clear on that. So, just saying, there is this bridge in Costa Rica. Yeah, India and I were there a few years ago, and you stand on this bridge and you look down, and it's not really, I mean, it's water, but it's like not deep. It's not like a crazy river, but it's a river of some sorts, filled with crocodiles. Filled. I mean, like everywhere you look, there are crocodiles, crocodiles, crocodiles. I wanted to have a picture to show you today, and I didn't get to do that, but look it up. Alligators in crocodiles? Alligators. I get them so mixed up. Whatever they are, they're those prehistoric looking things in Costa Rica. Yeah. It was amazing. Maybe it's alligators and they call it Alligator Alley or something like that. I don't know. Okay, now we're getting to the stuff I'm excited about today. I have a favorite artist. I think probably everybody has some favorites, but my first number one favorite is E.C. Escher. Do you know who Escher is? Escher's the one who did that drawing of a hand drawing itself. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I brought a couple. This one. Pretty cool, right? Escher is a Dutch graphic artist. This is one of his most famous ones. This one is called Relativity. It's a woodcut. You have to look at it carefully because every stairway goes nowhere. Nothing goes anywhere. Oh, these are so awesome. The Other World is one of his most famous ones. And we were talking about crocs and stuff. This one is just called Reptiles, but this is so appropriate for today, isn't it? They came out of the puzzle and came to life. So I love this guy. He did the Other World is, where the stairs are like in a church or something, and doesn't matter. He's amazing. Dutch graphic artist. I actually went to his hometown and visited the Escher Museum. 4 floors of Escher. And when you get to the top floor, the 4th floor of this museum, it's all interactive. Look at me, I'm getting goosebumps or whatever you want to call them. Just thinking about how awesome it was. I would go back there in a minute, in a second, in a half a second. It was It was like doing drugs without doing drugs. That's what it was like. It was like the most bizarre experience because you actually, in the top floor, they've set it up so that you're actually like in his crazy world. You are in his crazy world. Escher, so amazing. What a mind. What the mind of E.C. Escher. So this morning, Escher, I salute you. Big time. Okay, this is also Barry Manilow's birthday. Quick Barry Manilow story. Well, it's not that quick, but you'll enjoy it, I think. I certainly enjoyed it. I can't tell you what year it was. It was in the late 70s, early 80s. It had to be early 80s because I think Balloon Affair started around 79 or something like that, whatever it was. I owned Balloon Affair. That was this party and event business. And I got a call one day. This is actually kind of good for mindset too. I got a call one day. I didn't know who it was, from a customer who said, "Can you build a cactus garden out of balloons? We need some life-size cactus, but we want them built out of balloons." So I had a way of doing business back then. It was to always say yes, that'll be $500, and then figure out how to do it. Now, mind you, $500 was a lot of money back then. So I said, sure, I can do that. It'd be $500. If the price is good with you, just let me know where and when, and we'll come take care of it. So they told me where and when. They told me that it was, I kind of gave it away already, but they told me that it was at the Capitol Records building, which is this phenomenal icon of a building not in downtown LA, but towards downtown LA in Los Angeles. That's this record. It's shaped like a giant stack of records is what it's shaped like. It's a great building. It's been there forever. So they said it was for this up and coming artist, and they were having a publicity thing for him. And would I please come and build this cactus? Anyway, I had like a week to figure out how to build a cactus out of balloons. And I figured it out. And they were so cute. The little pricks, not the people I was dealing with, the little prickles on the cactus I'm talking about. The little prickles, I made 4 gazillion million little tiny satin bows, and we glued those on all over. And I swear to you, it looked just like a real cactus. We had the big balloons, and then we glued smaller balloons, the party balloons that are long and skinny, and we figured out how to bend them and do. So cute, so good. And they actually told us that when we got there, they told us that we could stay, and we were so exhausted by then. We said, thank you, no. And they said, well, this guy's name is Barry Manilow, and here, we'll give you his album. And they gave us his new albums. We had no idea who he was at the time. But he's been around for a long time, but I guess he wasn't really all that popular yet. So it must have been very early on in his career. I don't know. Anyway, that's my Barry Manilow story. And the lesson is, no matter what somebody asks you to do, give them a really high price and tell them you can do it, and then figure it out. Because once you're committed, you will figure it out somehow, some way. At least it always worked for me. 1994, an hour and a half on TV of chasing a white Bronco. This is the day that OJ got arrested. He did not turn himself in. He got chased in that Bronco until he finally got stopped. Yeah. And living in LA through that, it was surreal. It was totally surreal. This is also the day in 1837 that Goodyear, the guy, got a patent on vulcanized rubber. Tires were not always what we have now. In fact, I need to get tires. Do we need to talk about tires? Ugh. You spend so much money and nobody comes over to you and goes, wow, Sandye, I see you got new tires. Nice looking tires you got there. I think I'll post a picture of them on Facebook and see who tells me how great my tires look. I don't know. Okay, this was interesting. In 1631, Mumtaz Mahal, Mumtaz Mahal died in childbirth in India. Her husband built the Taj Mahal as a crypt and a tomb and a gift because she was so important to him. Took 20 years to build the Taj Mahal. Did you know that's why it was built? That it was built by a man who built it to honor his wife who died in childbirth. Did not know that. And her name was Mahal. Her name was, yeah, Mumtaz Mahal. Interesting. In 1775, the Battle of Bunker Hill. I remember taking a family trip in the 50s. Mommy, Daddy, Danny, Sandy, and Robbie. And we went to Bunker Hill. Yeah, we did. We went all through where the wars were fought here. Unbelievably cool fun. Yeah, we've I think it was fun. I mean, I look at the pictures and it seems like at least it should have been fun if it wasn't fun. Do you do family trips? Did you do family trips? My favorite family trip, I don't even remember where we're going, but we used to go on a lot of family trips. My father actually built a board for the back seat of the Ford that made it all where the feet would normally go. That's where the boards went. So it made the whole area flat. So we had this whole huge play sleep area for the three of us. Plus, if you remember back in the day, you had that ledge behind you, the window that you could lay in and look at the cars that were coming. Yeah, we didn't have seatbelts back then, and we made it! Yay! Okay, here we go. In 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York Harbor. Have you ever walked to the Statue of Liberty? I remember back in the day when you could go all the way up to the top, and we did. I don't think you can do that anymore, but it's still awesome just to be there. And it's so massive and it's so beautiful. And I think I might be making this up. I might have dreamt it, but I think there's like a miniature of it that was recently gifted to us from the French. I might have made that part up. But this is what my favorite show and tell is today. I mean, I love Escher, but this is my fave. So it was not long after New Year's here in the desert, where around New Year's it's still pretty dang warm outside. And Max, who was probably, I'm looking at the picture, I'm going to say 2.5, maybe 3 years old at the time. He got this flashlight that had, it was like, it had like a flashlight bottom, but it had like a big bulb on the top that lit up and sparkled and everything. And I took this picture of him outside of my house. See his little bare feet? And you see he's holding up his sparkling flashlight. And look at the seriousness of his face. He was very serious about this. And Max, I said, "What are you doing?" Because he just held that pose for the longest time. And he looked me right in the eye and he said, "Grandy, I'm the Statue of Delivery." Sorry. That's a picture I will never get out of my head. And hearing his little voice call himself the Statue of Delivery, oh, my heart be still. It was the cutest. Okay. The first polio epidemic broke out today in 1894. Are you sick of hearing about epidemics? I am too, but this one was really important to me personally because my friend Bobby, who is no longer with us, but interestingly, yesterday was the anniversary, I believe, of her passing, and today is the anniversary of the first polio epidemic breaking out. It was in 1894. She did not get it in 1894. She was not that old. But as a child, she did get polio, and she wasn't in iron lung for a while, and then she was cured. But I remember her saying to me over the years that she was still in some kind of study, because what they found out was once you had polio, there were other things that would go wrong in your body in ensuing years. And sure enough, it finally took her life. Took a long time, but polio was, yeah. I mean, do you remember when they came out with the vaccine for polio? And it was like coming up with the vaccine for COVID. It was like, wow, okay. And get your polio vaccine and get your boosters. And medical science is pretty amazing. And I put the emphasis on the science part. Yeah. This is to you, my friend Bobby, godmother of my son. I miss you every day and I love you madly. My friend Bobby. John, if you're watching, it's your mom. She was the best. Yeah, she was my best friend. It was pretty cool. Okay, moving on. Yeah, 1995, The Who's Tommy opened on Broadway. No, it closed, but there were like 900 performances of that deaf, dumb, and blind kid, but he sure could play a mean pinball. So look over here. Let me see if I can grab this. I've shown this to you before, but it's worth looking at again. Indy, I don't know if you're still watching or with us, but so in Tommy was the pinball wizard. He was like the best at pinball, right? That was a real thing. Because here's Indy, when he was young, he actually was the pinball wizard, for reals. He's holding his trophy. They sent him some tropical place on a trip. Pinball wizard. It's for real. Yeah. And we celebrated today. That, along with the premiere of the Howard Stern show in 1996. I still don't get him. I don't think he's funny. I think he's just mean, nasty. I don't think he's funny. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure we disagree. And maybe there's some things he says that's fun that are funny, but mostly I think he's just nasty. Okay, you know what that brings us to? Yep, the word art of today. Best head-on collision ever in the history of evers. When your thoughts collide with your actions and they match, that's smashing. That's how you get what you want, you know. You think it, and then you do the appropriate thing to have it happen. Bam! What a collision. What a great way to make the world move in your direction. Oh, it's Tuesday, and Indy's been on the injured list forever, so he hasn't been playing tennis. So today will be his first foray out, and we're playing doubles. Yeah, because he figures that'll be a little bit easier on him. So we're going to go get dressed and get out of here and go play doubles. But wait. Okay. Stephen is funny. I mean, he's still back on the Statue of Liberty, and he says, the instructions for putting the statue together were written in French. Just kidding. There were no instructions. Funny, Stephen. Speaking of which, we have the 26-foot gigantic Marilyn Monroe, that iconic statue of her from the 7-Year Itch, you know, where her skirt is flying up, sat in downtown Palm Springs forever. And then somebody bought it or they moved it or something. And now after all these years, they're bringing it back and putting it back together near the art museum in downtown Palm Springs. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll see if I can snap you some pictures when they get it put together. Apparently they had a fire there the other day, but they're working on it. Big, huge Marilyn Monroe. All right. I love you guys. It's Thursday. You know what that means? Weekend is coming. Yeah. So you guys get yourself happy, get yourself relaxed. Take a recess today if you're working, and take a recess today even if you're not working. Have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.